In this video, I'm going to talk about strategies that you can use to qualify for ZkSync Airdrop. All right, so diving right in, the first thing that you're going to need to do is to get some ETH onto the ZkSync network. Now, there's a few different ways that you can do that. You can use the ZkSync native bridge to bridge from ETH mainnet to ZkSync, or you can use a different bridge. So for example, something like Orbiter, where you can bridge from different layer 2s as well as the ETH mainnet to ZkSync Era. Now, once you have done that and you've bridged some ETH or other assets to ZkSync, you're ready to go. Now, to qualify for a potential future ZkSync airdrop, there's a few different things to do. For starters, if you bridged with the ZkSync native bridge, then that might add some points to your score in terms of a ranking for a future airdrop. The next best thing that you can do is to just interact with different applications on the ZkSync network. So at this page here, you can see a list of the different applications that are starting to be built on the ZkSync network. Now, not all of them are live currently on Era. Some of them are live on the ZkSync Lite network, which was released a couple of years prior to ZkSync Era. And there has been some speculation that by interacting with both different networks, Lite and Era, then that might increase your chance of having a larger airdrop. Some applications that only run on ZkSync Lite are, for example, Zigzag Exchange, where you can make trades on the ZkSync Lite network. Now, I'm not going to walk through every different potential application that you can interact with. And the fact that you can do it on both the Lite network and the Era network probably means that you should split your strategy in terms of doing some on Lite and doing some on Era. And if you go to the Orbiter bridge, for example, you can bridge from whatever network you want to both the ZkSync Era, but also to ZkSync Lite. And that's going to allow you to maximize your chances of qualifying for an airdrop. Now, when it comes to trading to qualify for an airdrop, there's a few things that are generally looked at. One is the number of transactions that are completed on the network, and the second is the cumulative value of those transactions. So somebody that completes, let's say, 10 transactions with a value of $100 is going to get a smaller airdrop than somebody who completes 100 transactions with a value of $10,000. However, and this is a very important point to make, you do not want to be just swapping back and forth from ETH to USDC in order to maximize an airdrop potential. Because if you make the same exact trade, let's say 100 times in a row to try to bump up the numbers in terms of the volume of transactions and the value of transactions, then that is probably going to be caught by spam filters and your wallet address will be weeded out of the potential airdrop candidates for being a Sybil attacker. And so really the best, most fundamental advice that I can give to somebody in terms of actually qualifying for an airdrop is to just act normally and to make transactions and to interact with the network as a normal person. Now let's talk about a couple of the main applications that you could use. For example, the mute.switch application is one of the native ZkSync Era apps that you can use to make transactions. So if you wanted to do a little bit of trading to try and qualify for an airdrop, this would be a good platform to use. Once you've connected your wallet, you can select which token you want to trade from and which token you want to trade to. So let's say I wanted to trade some ETH into wrapped Bitcoin. Well, I could select how much I wanted to trade. It's going to show up and tell me exactly how much I'm going to get in wrapped Bitcoin. Then you want to hit swap and confirm the transaction in your wallet. And you can see that the gas fee for this transaction is going to be about $1. And there you go. I've completed a swap on the ZkSync network, and that is recorded on the blockchain and might count towards potential future airdrops. Now, in terms of some other apps you can use, SyncSwap is another one, or SpaceFi. These are a couple of the big trading applications that you can use. It's the same process. You can trade for whatever different assets you want. So let's say I wanted to get some Rocket Pool ETH. I would first have to connect my wallet, and then I could trade a little bit of ETH for some RETH, which is staked ETH, staked with Rocket Pool. So let's say I wanted to do this transaction. I would just enter the amount that I want, hit swap, and again, the transaction is going to cost less than $1. And that will go through. Now, aside from trading, what I recommend doing is going through the ecosystem list of applications here and just seeing what they have on offer and trying to interact with different applications on the ZkSync network. The more that you do, the likelier it is that you'll qualify for a future airdrop, and a diversity of things is probably going to increase your chance of qualifying as well. Hopefully you found this useful, and I hope you have a great day. See ya.